There's four main ways pastors reveal to you they're not humble servants of God and they're exalting themselves up above the rest of the congregation. The first one is obedience. Does your pastor admit to everyone he sins every day in thought, word, and deed, or that he's not entirely humble, or that he's not entirely faithful? Well, this is a sign he is not humble. In fact, in Philippians 2, remember Paul said Jesus humbled himself. And how did he humble himself? He humbled himself to the point of obedience, even to the point of death on the cross. So that's true humility, is obedience to whatever God calls you, to the death of yourself. That's true humility. So if a pastor doesn't have that, pastor doesn't have obedience, then he's telling you he's not entirely humble. And the second one is, does your pastor humble himself by preaching to you free of charge? Remember in, it was either 1st or 2nd Corinthians, Paul said, he humbled himself by preaching the gospel free of charge. So this is a sign of humbling yourself. Does your pastor humble himself to the point of preaching the message of the gospel free of charge? Or does he not humble himself and preach the gospel for a charge, i.e. pastor salaries? This is a sign your pastor is not humbling himself. And the third one, is your pastor quite literally exalting himself above the rest of the congregation? I mean, is he physically up on a stage or a podium or something like that, where he's physically lifted up above the rest of the congregation? Now, you may say, this sounds very nitpicky. This sounds very silly, but think about it. Would you be able to do that? Would you be able to get up on stage, lifted up literally above everybody else, and see no issue with that whatsoever? Jesus says, whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. Guys, we're not supposed to be lifting ourselves up spiritually, and what we do physically is a manifestation of what's in our hearts, right? We can't separate what we do physically, because you might say, oh, you don't know his heart. Listen, what comes out of our mouths and what we do is a manifestation of what is in our heart. Do you understand that? That's in our hearts. So you can't separate the two, okay? And listen, the last one is, does your pastor take up money to build a building? Is he building his own kingdom, or is he building up the spiritual temple of God, the brethren, the brothers and sisters, the body of Christ? Which is he building? Is he building his own physical kingdom, or is he building up the temple of God, which is the body of Christ? These are signs your pastor may not be humble.